Live interviews can be unpredictable, but some moments are downright funny. We all know football isn't just about what happens on the pitch. Sometimes the real action happens off it, especially when journalists ask players or managers questions they probably shouldn't have. Today, I'll show you some of the funniest and most awkward football interviews. Make sure you stick around for my personal favorite at the end. It involves one of the greatest managers of all time, asking for something we all need: respect. Let's start with the legend himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, everyone knows this guy doesn't take criticism lightly, especially when it's about his scoring form. So imagine a journalist asking him why he hasn't scored any away goals recently. Yeah.
Gol fuera es del 30 de noviembre. ¿Por qué te está costando un poco más de trabajo marcar fuera?
Desde que estoy en España, diz-me un jugador que ha marcado más goles que yo fuera de casa. Uno. Non tienes. Sì.
Sì, dice, se c'è qualcosa che ti contraddistingue, che tu hai sempre segnato, e che sempre hai segnato moltissimo.
Not the smartest move. See what I mean? The look Ronaldo gives says it all. But the best part is that he went on to score a stunning goal against Roma the very next day, proving why you should never doubt him. I'd love to know what that reporter was thinking after that game. Next up, we've got Phil Neville, who was having a rough time during a post-match interview. After being interrupted multiple times, his patience finally snapped. And well, you'll see for yourself.
Okay.
So today, you guys come out with the back five, you make the change halfway through the first.
Do you know why we made the change?
That's what the question.
Yeah, well, we made the change because Sergi just didn't feel 100%. So no, I think what Leo said on Thursday was we take accountability for the defeat. I think you always look for things to be negative about Franco. So we won fight. No, can I finish speaking? Are you going to interrupt? Can I finish speaking? Okay, because I don't interrupt your question. Okay, so don't interrupt mine. Show some fucking respect. So, sorry for the language. Sorry, what was the question? Ask me the question again, please, Franco.
Man, Neville didn't hold back there, did he? I mean, I get it. No one likes being interrupted. But this probably wasn't the best way to handle it. Still, I bet that reporter never interrupted anyone again after this. Moving on. This one's a classic. Bastian Schweinsteiger had just moved to MLS, and during one of his first interviews, a journalist asked him if Chicago Fire could win the World Cup. I'll let you watch how Bastian reacts to that one.
In addition to this team, is it a fair expectation to see a clear pathway towards a World Cup competition come out of Chicago?
He's referring to the World Club Cup. Like, he's referring to the World Cup.
The World?
Yeah, the World Club Cup. He's just saying.
Let me rephrase. Do you expect now that you're here, Bastian, that World Cup goal for Chicago Fire is a realistic expectation?
So the World Cup club.
Well, not the World Cup. We as a club don't play for the World Cup, but we'll adjust it to MLS Cup.
Yes.
Do you think MLS Cup is a realistic expectation?
I think in football is everything realistic.
I can't get over the awkward silence there. You could almost hear Schweinsteiger's brain going, wait, what? Honestly, someone needs to tell that reporter the World Cup is for national teams, not MLS clubs. But I'll give props to Bastian for handling it so gracefully. I'd have lost it. Okay, now let's talk about a man who practically lives for these moments. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. This guy doesn't just play football, he owns interviews too. In this clip, you can see a young journalist who's clearly a bit shaky while asking Zlatan a question. But surprisingly, instead of making it worse, Zlatan actually does something unexpected.
Skulle jag börja fråga dig nu, idag?
Ingen aning, det är väl ditt jobb att veta det. Jag är här för att svara, inte för att fråga. Har du gjort en intervju innan, eller inte?
Nej, inte med dig.
Du behöver inte vara nervös, det är lugnt.
Hur gick det då?
Jo, det gick bra.
Och hur det betyder?
Att det gick bra.
Bollen är rund.
Bollen gick i mål.
Wow, not what you'd expect, right? Zlatan, instead of adding pressure, actually helps out and tells the guy, "Don't be nervous." Who would have thought? Maybe it's because he was younger back then, but it's a rare moment of Zlatan showing some support. That reporter probably felt relieved after that. Since we're already talking about Zlatan, let's roll straight into another classic where he absolutely shuts down a clueless journalist. We just saw a rare supportive side of him. But this time, well, Zlatan wasn't having any of it.
In championship, you feel better now?
Since 2 months.
Yeah. In champion? In the championship, in League One?
Saint-Étienne?
Yeah, but it's...
Please, my friend, stop. If you don't know your information, don't talk.
Man, Zlatan is just savage. I love how he just laughs and walks off like, "I'm done with you." If you're going to interview him, you better come prepared, or he'll make sure you regret it. Moving on, in this clip, a journalist tries to provoke Jordan Henderson with some pretty rude, borderline insulting questions. Instead of losing it, Henderson keeps his cool and delivers a masterclass in composure.
Was this the worst game of the season since you're here, and maybe your worst performance?
No, because we didn't lose, as you've just asked us before the camera come on.
Yeah. You said we didn't lose, but...
So it's always worse when you lose the game, yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't it a poor performance?
It wasn't our best performance, but we knew it was going to be a tough game. You know, we just played 3 days ago against a good side in Villa, so we knew this was going to be tough, you know, always hard. But we kept going, and sometimes when you're not playing well, it's good that you don't lose.
Yeah. Don't you think there were too many square balls instead of the style ball, the forward ball?
Well, we'll have to analyse the game back. Yeah, I thought in possession we could have been better, could have penetrated more, if that's what you mean. But yeah, we could have created more chances. We didn't really create enough until we went 2-1 down, and then we started pushing on. In the end, we probably could have nicked it with a couple of half decent chances. But overall, you're right. The performance could have been a lot better. Should have been better, but like I said, when you don't perform well, you keep going right until the end, and we didn't lose the game.
Yeah. You say you don't perform well. Can I call it a poor performance?
You can call it what you want.
Pure class. Some players might have lashed out or walked away, but Henderson showed everyone how to handle tough situations without breaking a sweat. You've got to respect that kind of professionalism. Okay guys, I promised you my personal favorite, and here it is. After a tough 3-0 defeat to Spurs, a reporter decided to question Jose Mourinho's abilities as a manager. Bad move. Let's watch how Mourinho reacted.
And they were applauded because they deserve it. So you keep trying and trying and trying and keep trying and keep trying.
Okay.
Now just to finish, do you know that what was the result? 3-0. 3-0. Do you know what this means? 3-0. But also mean 3 premierships, and I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together. 3 for me and 2 for them. Respect, 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 man, respect, respect.
That's vintage Mourinho right there. The way he just storms out, demanding respect. I mean, you've got to hand it to him. The guy knows how to make an exit. And to be fair, with all the trophies he's won, he's probably earned that respect. Next, time for a good old case of mistaken identity. Amadou Onana was doing his thing at Everton when a journalist confused him with Inter Milan's Andre Onana. Yeah, big mistake. Let's see how Amadou reacted.
L'efficacité.
L'efficacité.
Merci beaucoup.
Il a manqué aujourd'hui. Je vous écoute. Andre is not even my name, mate. Do you know what I mean? Go on.
Oh, the awkwardness. You can literally see it on Amadou's face. He's not happy. They don't even know who you are. Tough break for that reporter. Moving on to Ronaldo's Portugal manager, Roberto Martinez. After Ronaldo hit his late 30s, people started questioning his fitness. Can he still play a full 90 minutes? One journalist tried to push that narrative, but Martinez wasn't having any of it.
Considered by millions as the greatest of all time, and of course he adds the element of experience to the team. At his age right now, do you think using Cristiano Ronaldo as a starter for a 90-minute, during the whole tournament is very effective, or there is another way in your mind to use him in the coming games?
Do you know how many minutes Cristiano played last season? I think what's important is to understand what a player brings. For us, Cristiano brings the experience, brings the know-how, brings the goal-scoring opportunities, the movement in the box, the opportunity to opening space. And Cristiano's in the national team of Portugal because he deserves to be. He scored 51 goals in 50 games and all the physical stats just back that he can play every 4 days. So I think you can get your own notes there.
I love how Martinez just hit the reporter with cold, hard facts. How many minutes has he played last season? The guy got his answer. It's like, if you're going to come for Ronaldo, you better bring receipts. End of story. Next, we have Kevin De Bruyne, one of the calmest guys in football, until he gets pushed too far. After Belgium's latest tournament exit, a reporter decided to pour salt in the wound, and Kevin dropped the F-bomb.
Thank you.
But what is a golden generation? Yours. And you say that France and England and Spain and Germany is not a golden generation? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sometimes, when you've had enough, you've just had enough. De Bruyne dropping the F-bomb and walking off was probably the most relatable thing I've seen in football interviews. All right, guys, we've already had one iconic Marino moment, but there's always room for another, right? In 2015, a reporter decided to ask him if he thought he still had the qualities that made him a great coach. You can probably guess how this went down.
Do you believe that you still have all the qualities that made you such a great manager? A lot's been made of the third season in your time at clubs. What do you
Look,
say to that?
my third season in Porto, I didn't have a third season. My third season in Inter, I didn't have a third season. My third season at Chelsea, in the first time, I won the FA Cup and the Carling Cup. And I played the Champions League semi-finals. The third season in Real Madrid, I won the Super Cup. I lost the Cup final, and I went to the Champions League semi-finals. These are my third seasons.
Sure, but you know
So click Google instead of make stupid questions. Click Google and try to find.
You know what I'm getting at, don't you? How important is it for you to build?
No, you spoke about the third season, and I'm telling you that the question is stupid because the third season is what I told you.
Jose, you know the point of the question.
Ben.
No, I know the point. The point is that the question is stupid.
Ben,
I'm sorry.
Ben, sorry. If you've got a question, let's just get to the question quickly.
I'm not a Chelsea supporter, but that was a stupid question. Marino didn't even flinch, just calmly shut down the question like a boss. The guy has been at the top for so long, you can't help but admire how he handles these situations. And that's a wrap. So, what's the funniest interview moment you've ever seen in football? Drop it in the comments below, and who knows, maybe I'll feature it in part 2. If you've got any suggestions for future videos, throw them my way as well. Before you go, don't forget to check out my recent video. Thanks for watching.